Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem and here is the news. For 547 days, Ukraine stands strong against the forces of the Russian invasion. Yesterday, Ukraine celebrated its Independence Day. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky said in his address that independence is a value for each of Ukrainians. Quote, and this is what we are fighting for, and everyone is important in this fight, because this is a fight for something that is important to everyone, an independent Ukraine, unquote, said the president. Units of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine landed in Crimea yesterday, reported Suspilne. The Ukrainian military damaged 4 speedboats and killed at least 30 Russians near the village of Mayak in occupied Crimea. The media draws attention to the fact that the interactive map of military facilities in Crimea shows that the village of Mayak is home to the base of the 3rd Radio Regiment of the Russian Aerospace Forces radio engineering troops. Ukrainian Defense Intelligence posted a video showing a Ukrainian flag being raised in Crimea. The Defense Ministry of Russia informed that on the night of August 25th, 42 drones tried to attack the annexed Crimea, reports Suspilne. The Russians claimed that air defense forces detected 42 unmanned aerial vehicles over the captured peninsula, destroyed 9 of them, and downed another 33 using means of electronic warfare. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, and leave a glowing review in the apps where you are listening to this podcast. This way more people would learn about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. President of Portugal Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa visited Kiev and met President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky, reports Interfax Ukraine. According to Zelensky, Portugal has confirmed its readiness to train Ukrainian pilots on F-16 fighter jets. They also discussed possibilities for expanding defense cooperation, including supplying Ukraine with armored medical equipment and demining equipment. He highlighted the importance of Portugal joining the security guarantees for Ukraine and supporting the peace formula. Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre visited Ukraine and announced plans to transfer a certain number of F-16 fighters to Ukraine, reports European Pravda. 2 fighters will be supplied for pilots to train on. The Prime Minister promised to provide further information on the transfer quantity and delivery time in due time. The Norwegian government has also made the decision to send anti-aircraft missiles for Ukraine's air defense system IRIS-T. Volodymyr Zelensky thanked Norway for this decision. The US also plans to train Ukrainian pilots to operate F-16 fighter jets, reports Prямyi. Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Patrick Ryder said that the US will support international efforts to strengthen Ukraine's long-term defense capabilities by training Ukrainians to operate and service F-16s. The Ukrainian pilots are expected to start training to fly F-16s at Morris Air National Guard Base in Tucson, Arizona in October, after they complete language courses in September. Ryder also said the number of Ukrainians to be trained in the US has not yet been confirmed, but it will likely be several pilots and dozens of support personnel. He stressed that the US training will complement similar efforts by the US allies in Europe. Germany has sent Patriot air defense system missiles to Ukraine, among other military equipment in the past week, reports European Pravda. The German government's website reports that in the past week Ukraine has received Patriot air defense system missiles from Germany, along with 8 drone detection systems, 40 reconnaissance drones, 16 Zetros trucks, and 510,000 rounds of ammunition for firearms. Germany also plans to send 90 unmanned aerial vehicle detection systems, additional 31 million rounds of ammunition for firearms, and more Zetros trucks. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.